Hey you guys, it's Kyle from Markham Reptiles, and today we're going to be discussing if reptile breeding is a hobby or a business. Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to our partner Reptile. They sell premium coconut chip in all types of sizes that meets any of your coconut chip needs. Go ahead and check them out. Their link is in our description. So something I've noticed in the reptile industry is that there's people that call it the reptile industry and there's people that call it the reptile hobby. And sometimes these groups argue over which is correct. Is it an industry or is it a hobby? We're going to get to the bottom of that question right now. I think the most important consideration when you're thinking about this question is what is your intention? Okay? If you intend to do this as a hobby, then it is a hobby. If you intend to do this as a business, it is a perfectly legitimate business that can feed you and your family. So it comes down to, are you doing this as a hobby or are you doing it as a business? And if you're doing it as a business, it's perfectly okay to refer to it as the reptile industry. And if you're doing it as a hobby, it's perfectly okay to refer to it as the reptile hobby. I don't see anything wrong with either one. Now, from a business standpoint, I do think that it is advantageous to call it the reptile industry. And I'm not going to, argue with people about words. If you run a business and you still call it the reptile hobby, I'm not going to lose my mind and constantly correct you and all that type of annoying stuff. But I will tell you why I call it the reptile industry and why I think people that are doing it as a business should also call it the reptile industry. First of all, if you want to be taken seriously as a business, be businesslike. So if you want your business to be taken seriously by really anybody, any of your peers, or most importantly, lawmakers, you're going to want to call it the reptile industry. Laws don't get changed for hobbyists. Unfortunately, money makes the world go round. And until these lawmakers realize that there's a whole industry of people selling cages, people selling substrate, people selling heat mats, people selling heat lamps, people selling radiant heat panels, and people selling hides, people selling cage decor, all of these different things, people selling feeders, all of these different businesses are part of the reptile industry. And until people start to call it the reptile industry, people won't think about that. And it is definitely an industry that encompasses all these different people, provides jobs for a lot of different people, and provides stability for people and a career where they can do what they love. Now, I think the reason people don't like to call it the reptile industry is because when you say industry, it makes it sound like you don't love these beautiful animals like Rolly right here. Check him out. He's a beautiful northern white-lipped python. He's probably going on around 2 years old, and he is just an absolutely beautiful animal. If you don't love these animals, you're not going to last, whether it be as a business or as a hobbyist. If you don't love the animals and you're doing it as a hobbyist, I don't know what you're doing. But if you don't love the animals and you're doing it as a business, you're not going to last either. You should be doing this as a business because you want to do what you love for a living. That's why I have gone full-time into reptiles, and that's why I am doing my darndest to build this business up to everything that I know it can be and build the industry right along with it and spread the love of these beautiful animals that I hope you guys can see in all of my posts and all of my videos, because I love these animals. There's nothing more spectacular than animals like these, and the fascination of these animals is what draws us all together. So just because you're doing this as a business doesn't mean you can't love these animals and do things in a way that is ethical and best for the animals. I think the misconception is that if you call it the reptile industry, you're somehow losing love for the animals. And to me, it's just the opposite. In order to be taken seriously by lawmakers and by other businesses, we need to call this the reptile industry, because it is, in fact, that a reptile industry. Not only are there people making money off supplemental items, like I said, but people are making money selling animals. And the people making money selling animals, majority of them love these animals. And the ones that don't, one day will not be doing it. And that is because there's no way you can stay in this long term if it's just about money. Think about it like this. If you're just in it for the money and you're breeding snakes, and let's say your female lays all slugs. For those of you that don't know, a slug is an unfertilized egg. So it comes out, it's basically a bad egg. So let's say you're doing this and your female slugs out. She lays all slugs. If you're doing this only for the money, you have just taken a loss. If you're doing this because you love the animals, you just had a learning experience. It's two completely different perspectives. And that is why people that are doing this just for the money will not last. It's just one reason. Because every time something goes wrong, to them it's a loss. And if you love the animals, every time something goes wrong, it's just another learning experience. It's just another notch on your belt. And it's something that you're going to learn from and continue down your path. But if you are doing this as a business, it is absolutely just that. You need to treat it as a business. You need to budget it like it is a business. You need to plan like it is a business. You need to provide good customer service like it is a business. You need to give high quality products out, whether it be animals or supplemental items, like it is a business. And all of this ties into passion, and all of this ties into loving animals. There's no motivation to do this during the beginning years when it is difficult. This is not a get rich quick market. You can't just jump in and be rich immediately. A lot of people wanted to do that during COVID, and look how that worked out for them. A lot of them are getting out now. But this is a beautiful, beautiful long game. If you are a building type person like me, I like to build things, and I like to build my company, and I like to build my breeding selection. I like to build a beautiful collection of animals. I like to build my network, and all of these things are a long game process. If you are in it for the long haul and you don't care what you have to go through, and you know that at the end of the tunnel you are going to reach success breeding beautiful animals like Rolly right here, I don't care what I have to go through, how many times I fail. I have set out to breed northern white-lipped pythons, and I am going to do it until I am successful. Every day I soak in knowledge, and when I'm listening to people talk about breeding, talk about how they incubate, talk about how they're doing their pairings, how they're triggering their animals to want to breed, all of this is increasing my skills, and I'm using these skills to run my business. And do I enjoy it? Absolutely. That's what drives me. That's why I wake up every morning happy, is because I know I have a room full of beautiful animals that I can come down here and look at. It makes me ecstatic. But would I be able to do this every day if I was not treating it as a business? No. I would have to devote a lot of other time to other things to make money, because unfortunately, money makes the world go round. So I do need to make money to continue doing this as a business. And doing this as a business is the best way to ensure that I get to work with the large variety of animals that I crave to work with, and produce some beautiful animals and really leave my stamp on the reptile market and industry, and even the reptile hobby, because I do love you pet owners. I love talking to you guys. I love bringing you in. I love giving you advice. And it is everything. Reptile breeding is everything. It's a hobby. It's an industry. I just think that if you're doing it as a business, you should call it just that, the reptile industry. And if you're doing it as a hobby, then that is totally cool. You are the foundation of the industry. Hobbyists are the foundation of the industry. Without you guys, we could not breed animals. And every one of us started as one of you guys. So don't be afraid to reach out, ask us questions and stuff like that, because when it comes down to it, all of us should love these animals. And that is what brings us all together. Just wanted to get that out there, you guys. I've been thinking about this one all day. Less of an organized video than I normally do. This was more just my thoughts on the topic. Let me know what you guys think of that. Do you like that style of video? Some other quick news. I will actually be making some animals available in about a week or two. I have acquired a really cool shipment of animals from my buddy William Philippek at TJW Exotics, and I'm actually going to be bringing in Rolly's brother, as well as two 12-year-old 6-foot male white-lipped pythons that were bred by Mystic Reptiles out of Florida, and a really cool zebra jungle carpet female. And I will definitely be making Rolly's brother available, as well as the zebra jungle carpet female. And I might just make one of the big 6-foot male northern white lips available as well. Everything is U.S. captive bred. Everything is quality. I have the complete lineage of the jungle carpet. I have a picture of Rolly's mom on eggs before she hatched out his younger brother that I'm going to be making available. And if you guys want to support me, go ahead and go to my Patreon. I've linked it in the description. We're building up a really cool Patreon, a really cool community. You guys will get some exclusive stuff on Patreon. I'm going to start running my Patreon members' names at the end of all my videos. So if you would like to be featured at the end of our videos, go sign up to Patreon. We're going to start giving you guys props. And we really appreciate your support. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because within the next couple weeks, like I said, I'm going to be making some really cool animals available, including at least one northern white-lipped python, Rolly's brother, and definitely as well a zebra jungle carpet female. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for watching this video, and you guys have a wonderful day.